Section 10. Some most common lies thought and believed by children who have been abused and molested. First lie. If it is happening from the same sex and it's not being physically forced, then the number one lie that kids believe is, I must be gay. Kids may think that because it is something that they didn't stop, and also because they don't understand why it felt or feels quote-unquote okay to them. Kids don't understand how they're manipulated and their emotions are tricked into feeling sexual. They also don't understand that the connection between their emotions and their sexual feelings. Children that come from broken homes that didn't get attention and or emotional attachment from one or both of their parents, it's usually a boy and his father or a girl and her mother. Once the child is abused, especially by the same sex, which by the way is 75% of the time, the child will try to receive that missing attachment in a false way, which is usually sexual. In order for the child to keep that feeling of attachment, quote unquote, they will convince themselves that I must be gay because I didn't stop the abuse. The truth is, the reason that it feels sexually good is because God created sex as a reward and pleasurable experience for passion and procreation, making babies. A child doesn't know this. Therefore, to them, it just feels sexual and good. It may also feel good because it puts the child in a quote-unquote high that removes them, for a short while only, from any emotional pain or trauma that they have experienced. Second lie. That sexual touching is the best way, or only safe way, to make an emotional connection with someone. The truth is, sexual feelings only give the perception that you're connecting with someone on an emotional level. This usually happens with kids and adults that are too afraid of trying to connect emotionally with someone because of past hurt or rejection. The true way to connect with someone is through friendship. Friendship includes having things in common, learning to trust one another, caring for one another, and then loving each other. True friends treat you in a godly and legal way, and will not use you for some feel-good pleasure. True closeness and love is found through a friend that wants to be with you just because you're you, not because you do something ungodly or illegal that makes them feel good. Third lie. If I really want a friend, or just to be loved by an adult, I have to make them feel good in some way. I have to let them make me feel something that they think is helping me, or they'll leave. Truth. A true connection with an adult and friend is made up of A. Things that you have in common and enjoy together. B. Personality of the person. Is it similar to yours? C. Ability to tell the person things personal and trust them. D. Through time, showing that the person doesn't lead you into ungodly and illegal things. E. Being able to understand each other and forgive each other when you have made an honest mistake and you see that they are trying to make sure it doesn't happen again. Now kids, if an adult tries to touch you in a sexual way, don't believe the lie that it was just a mistake and it won't happen again. See, that's one area where you don't just mistakenly try to touch a child in a sexual fashion. No. You got to tell someone and get away from that person right away. F. A person that accepts you for the unique boy or girl that God made you. You should be able to be yourself around people. If they don't like that, then don't turn ungodly or turn to illegal things just to make them like you. For God said it is not good for a man or woman to be alone, which means He will bring plenty of true good friends. G. A true friend will not expect you to do anything sexual with them. This is true. No explanation needed. A true friend, whether they're an adult or your age, will not expect you to do anything sexual or illegal with them. Fourth lie. I have been hurt by people before, so I have to be afraid to have a true friendship based upon true feelings and values. So the safest way to build one is upon feel-goods like sex. Kids, the truth is, As young children, we have been hurt 100% of the time because of someone else's sin, which is a selfish desire or a bad choice. It may have been alcohol or drugs or physical abuse that led a parent to leave. These are things that you have not made happen or that you could control. You didn't make it happen, and you couldn't control it. So if you look for warning signs that were missed the first time around and avoid those type of people, you have a better chance of not getting hurt. Knowing that you didn't cause people to make the decisions they did, you can have confidence that you will learn to protect yourself better. Pray for protection. If you just be yourself and treat others the way you would like to be treated, if they are true godly people, then they will return that friendship without condition. Fifth lie. Because I have been hurt and rejected showing my true emotions in the past, quote, parentheses, while trying to feel secure with someone, the only way to feel safely close is to try to create closeness by using dangerous feel-goods like sex and drugs. Truth. It wasn't your good qualities that caused people to hurt and reject you. It was their bad ones. It was not your good qualities that caused people to hurt and reject you. It was their bad qualities. It was their free will choice. The real truth of 100% security without fault is not found in people on earth. Section 11. Vital tips on preventing kidnapping and child abduction. Number 1. Children. Always stay in groups of at least 2 or more people. Kidnappers are less likely to try and abduct you if there are witnesses around. Number 2. Children. Always try to change your specific ways that you walk to and from the bus stop or to and from your friends' houses. This is mostly if you have to walk. If you absolutely have to walk alone, try to take a different way. Don't take the same way at the same time every single day. It is good to have one or more ways to get to where you're going. Child kidnappers will usually try to stalk first and wait for a time and location where it's easiest to abduct you. If you take the same path around the same time every day, then a kidnapper will know exactly where and when to take you. If you think about previous cases where children have been abducted, you'll remember that they almost always were by themselves, and they usually were walking to school or to a friend's house by themselves. Avoid walking or biking in dark areas, wooded paths, alleys, and back roads that hardly have any traffic. Number 3. Children. Keep an eye out for suspicious vehicles that you see every day. For example, if you see the same white van every day, or even every other day, constantly, this could be someone who's looking for a specific type of child to kidnap. Now, if you're at the bus stop and you see the same vehicle every day, but you see one of the kids that you go to school with getting in and out of it, well, that's pretty normal. But if you see vehicles hanging around the bus stop, or vehicles hanging around where you walk, and you seem to see them a lot, and you don't see any kids around, something's wrong with that. Think about it. How often do you normally notice the same vehicle every day where you walk or play by yourself? Number 4. Children, remember these 2 things. If someone grabs you, make sure you scream and hit their private parts at the same time. A kidnapper only has 2 arms. He can't, or she, it's mostly he that kidnaps kids, he can't carry you, cover your mouth, and protect his or her private parts all at the same time. Number 5. Children, never for any reason go towards someone's car or van or truck. A lot of times a kidnapper will say, "I have a cute puppy to see," or "My animal is sick, can you help?" or "I have free candy," or something. Never listen to them. If you don't know them, stay away from them. They will be trying to get you near a vehicle so that when you scream and kick for the private parts at the same time, they have a better chance of taking you. Number 6. Parents. Very important. Know which routes your kids walk or bike to their friend's house or to school. If someone were to take them, You would know what roads they were walking or biking on. This way, you can tell the police exactly where to look for witnesses. And parents, on this note, too often there's kids that are out playing in the neighborhood, and you don't know where they're at all times. What if someone was to grab them? What would you say? Well, I think he was over at Johnny's house. I think he was over by the playground. I don't really know. You didn't know where your child was? Interesting, right? If you know where they're walking and where they're playing and where they're hanging out, then you can tell the police exactly where to look for witnesses. Number 7, parents, get to know your neighbors, especially people in your immediate neighborhood or subdivision. This is important for 2 reasons. First, so you can know which people you feel comfortable and deem appropriate for your child to be near. Second, you can set up safe houses for your children to run to if an emergency with them or you should take place. Number 8, parents. It is a great investment to enroll your child in at least a basic self-defense course. Most courses or karate schools are pay-as-you-go, so you can quit even after a couple of months. Usually for a relatively low cost, your child can learn successful self-defense tactics. Number 9, parents. It is a great idea to practice these defense tactics with your children. Go over a plan of what your children will do if they were approached or grabbed by someone. Make sure they know what they will do. God forbid they ever have to use it.